Hello again. We're sitting here with Sarah Foster, who is on the board of directors for Clowns Without Borders, and they're also going to be performing for us this evening, which I'm really excited to see. So, Sarah, thank you for coming, and can you tell me a little bit of the history and the mission behind Clowns Without Borders?
Clowns Without Borders was founded in Barcelona, Spain in 1993. And since then, there have been branches started in different countries all over the world. So now I think there are 9 branches all over the world. And Clowns Without Borders USA has been around since the late 90s. And our mission is to relieve trauma through laughter around the world in war, natural disasters, epidemics, extreme poverty.
That sounds really fantastic. And so how does Clowns Without Borders help improve the lives of children? From looking at your website, it looks like you're especially focused on helping children in crisis situations. What kind of things do you do for them?
We send professional performers who volunteer their time and talents to perform clown shows and teach clown and circus skills workshops in those areas. And we work with the theory that that even a short time of watching and laughing and sharing laughter as a community will help children and adults. We do focus on children, and that will be something that then later, when they're going through the rest of their lives, they can look back on and laugh at again. And we do find that when we go back to have a repeat visit with a place that we've been to before, there'll be kids who come up to us and remember our show, even if it was a few years before, and show us little pieces of the show that they remember, or show us how they've learned to juggle stones. So it does seem to have a lasting impact.
That's wonderful. And so what kind of expeditions has Clowns Without Borders gone on in the past? I heard you just went to Haiti and that you're going to Liberia soon, I believe?
We're working on planning and raising funds for a trip to Liberia now. There are a lot of displaced people in Liberia, like Liberians and people from other countries living in refugee camps. We've been a few times to Haiti in recent years and are working on developing a long-term program there. It's so close to the United States, and it's the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, so we're trying to make that an area of focus. And we kind of do 3 different kinds of expeditions. There are expeditions that focus just on performing for as many people as we can in refugee camps or schools or hospitals or places where there are large concentrations of affected people. We also do expeditions that focus on workshops, doing sometimes week-long residencies at orphanages, for example. And we also do expeditions where we train local people in performing and tour and perform with them, so that then they can continue the work when we're not there.
Cool. And I thought it was really interesting that the ethics code of Clowns Without Borders specifically prohibits evangelizing or educating through your work. And I was wondering why that's an important facet of what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, we want to entertain. We want to spread laughter and joy. And that's the whole organization operates under the theory that is really important. Joy is really important. And sometimes we go places and there are kids who are very young, but there's something in their faces that looks very old because of all of the things they've seen and trauma they've experienced. So we go there to entertain, and we specifically don't want to come with any kind of political or religious message or anything that could prevent people from just sitting back and enjoying and laughing. Sometimes we do incorporate issues that people in the area would have gone through into our show, because that makes it more relevant and sometimes funnier to them. Like in Southern Africa, where there's a big problem with the HIV/AIDS epidemic, and sometimes there'll be funerals every weekend in rural communities. We incorporate a funeral bit into our show where we'll have a balloon and the clowns will be playing around with the balloon, and then the balloon pops, and we mourn for the balloon and have a whole funeral procession and a funeral with like funeral speeches, and we bury the balloon and then usually transform it through magic into something else, like a clown nose that we then put on a volunteer. But it's amazing. People will just roar with laughter. The more we cry, the more they laugh, and it seems like a way that, without directly bringing up their personal experiences with suffering, it gives them a way to laugh at it. So in that way, I guess we educate, or we make our shows relevant.
Right. And what other work do you do as a clown? I heard that you have a performance coming up.
In Portland, I work with the Nomadic Theater Company. It's me and Heather Pearl and Michael O'Neill, who are also veterans of Clowns Without Borders. And right now we're working on a new show It's called Running Into Walls, and it's coming up in April. We're going to perform it at Theater on Southeast Belmont for 3 weekends in April.
Cool. And if people are interested in getting involved, volunteering, or donating money or donating time to Clowns Without Borders, what's the best way for them to find you and to get involved?
Well, we have a website, www.ClownsWithoutBorders.org, and that's the Clowns Without Borders USA website. And you can donate money through the website. You can contact us about donating frequent flyer miles, which is plane tickets are our hugest expense, or contact us about donating grant writing time or supplies for juggling workshops or anything. You can find it there.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on, and I'm looking forward to seeing you perform.
Thanks very much.